All right, well, welcome to our 3 alumni from Resurrection Christian Academy. I really appreciate the 3 of you being here. We have Josh, he is a grad from 2017 of RCA, Charlotte, a grad of 2019 from RCA, and Ethan, a grad from 2020 from Resurrection Christian Academy. So guys, before we get started, there are a few traits that all great students possess. They ask questions, they're hard workers, they're involved, they're leaders, they're motivated, they're problem solvers, they seize opportunity, they're solid citizens, they have support systems, and they're trustworthy. And I have to say that as RCA grads, all 3 of you have all of those qualities. And as a school, we were just blessed to have you, and we're very excited that you've come back to just answer a few questions and share with prospective students some of your opinions and feedback about RCA. So we're going to start just with a few questions. Thank you again for joining us this summer. Maybe Josh, you can just tell us what grade you're in or what you're up to right now. Just a really brief summary, you don't have to get into details.
Yeah, so I just graduated this year. I was in grade 12. Now I'm going right into work, starting in a couple weeks.
Okay, perfect. Charlotte.
I am going into grade 11 and I just finished my grade 10 year.
Excellent. And Ethan?
And I just finished my first year of high school and I'm going into grade 10.
Okay, excellent. All right, so when you think about RCA in your experience here, Ethan started right from JK, so you had the full experience at RCA from JK all the way through grade 8. Josh, you started in grade 3, I believe. And Charlotte, what grade did you start at RCA?
Grade 2 was my first year.
Grade 2. Okay, excellent. So you're all long-term members of RCA. So when you think about RCA, what did you appreciate most about your school during the time that you were there? And how has your perspective perhaps changed now that you're some distance away from being a student at RCA? We can go in any order.
I'll start. I always appreciated the size of RCA, like during my time there, and that size, it really emphasized the feeling of having a tightly knit community and a family. And now that I've graduated high school, more than ever, my perspective on the importance of that community, much like RCA's, has grown. Constantly, like during my time in high school, I'd be reminiscing of my years at RCA and wishing that I had that sort of community again.
Excellent. Thank you.
Yeah, adding on to what Josh said, I also really appreciated the community at RCA. Everybody there was nice, the students and the teachers. We all cared about each other and it allowed for a very positive experience and it helped me develop myself.
Yeah, you both kind of stole my answer. I was going to say the community too. I think just that, yeah, that community feeling of that support system that your teachers will be there for you, but then also your peers who can motivate you and push you to become the best version of yourself. And I think, you know, being halfway done high school, I also can look back and appreciate the academic quality of the school and how well it prepared me going into high school.
All right, thank you guys. That's amazing. What, to the best of your knowledge, most differentiates RCA from other schools that are out there?
I'd say the relationship between the students and the teachers. The teachers really care about each and every student and wanted to help us grow.
Excellent. Thank you.
Yeah, I think definitely.
Oh, go ahead.
Okay. Yeah, definitely the relationship of everybody there. But I think also because it was such a small school size, we had many opportunities to be on the sports teams and go to the science events and have all these opportunities that really broadened our perspectives and allowed us to participate in a bunch of different forms of arts and really explore who we are before going into high school and really just figure out what we like to do and where we fit in and stuff.
Definitely. And back to what Ethan said too, I totally agree. RCA's teachers and their staff, they stand out immensely, like compared to my experience and my knowledge of other schools. All of RCA's teachers, they knew each student and their situations personally, which is something you don't find when you're going into bigger schools. And if I were to describe the school as a person, it would be an individual who's loving and trusting and welcoming.
Excellent. So that leads into my next question, Josh. Thank you very much. So Ethan and Charlotte, this is an interesting question. If the school were to be represented as a single person, what would its personality be like in only 3 words or less?
I put caring, encouraging, and loving.
Great.
Yeah, I'll steal their word too. I'll definitely share. And I would also say driven and intelligent.
Oh, excellent. Those are great. Was there anything else, Josh, that you added on there? I kind of cut you out of that question. No? You're
No,
okay.
no.
All right, perfect. So knowing that we all have room for growth personally, as well as a community and as a school, there's always room for growth. If there was one thing that you would change about the school to make it even better from an alumni perspective, is there any suggestions, or is there something that you would choose?
Well, for me, looking back on it, I don't think I would change anything. The teachers were great. I had a great education and was fully prepared to go into grade 9. So yeah, the way that the school was just helped me prepare for where I'm going.
Thank you.
Yeah, I think I can genuinely say the same. Like I've tried to think about some things I could change, whatever, but when I think of every area of the school, I genuinely think it has such a strong foundation that really sets up all their alumni to be successful in wherever they're going, whether that's, yeah, really anywhere in life. It really sets you up for success.
Great. Thank you, Charlotte.
Yeah, I agree. It's hard to find something that the school, in general would need to improve on. Obviously, I think if RCA could have access to more of a budget for doing more activities, because I know such a standout for me in elementary was being able to go on those field trips, like Charlotte said, and do all those cool things, and going to Florida for my grad trip. And I think all students love that, and it's such a standout. So just, I mean, it sounds so such a kid of me, but just being able to do more of those would be even better.
Okay, excellent. And I might touch on the what Josh just shared about later for Josh and Charlotte. So if you were talking to new families or people when talking about the school, what do you think families would find the most surprising about RCA?
I would definitely think the opportunities and experiences that the school offers, like Charlotte and Josh said earlier, but it's such a small school and yet they still offer so much for each student.
Yeah, definitely. I also think that the teacher-student relationship is something that you really don't see often. So especially for families who are transferring from maybe the public system or even a different Christian school or whatever school they're coming from, the teacher-student relationship at RCA is incredibly impactful. And I know it really helped shape who I am. The teachers there really motivated me and encouraged me and pushed me to be the best version I can be. And I know that their example and leadership will stay with me for life.
I definitely think families would be surprised at the education level that RCA gives students, and not just in the sense that they only teach like super high academics. It's that they cater their academics to each student's needs and their strengths and their weaknesses, and that's not something that you find in public schools. I have so many friends from public schools, and even going into grade 9 in high school was such a culture shock to see all these people who hadn't gotten the same level of education that I had, or didn't know like some basic French or basic religion and that sort of thing. So I think it'd be a huge surprise for families going in.
Excellent. So one thing that does set RCA apart from other schools is the end of the year leadership trip for the grade 8 students. Now, due to COVID and lockdowns, the class of 2020 were not able to participate yet in Student Leadership University, although there is plans still to bring the alumni back for that. Josh and Charlotte, if you could sum up your experience at your Student Leadership University trip, and basically, Ethan, you can be included at the end tail of this, just your leadership experience in general. You know that RCA focuses a lot on leadership. Any memories or things that you want to share about that, things that were fun, things that stood out to you? Maybe we'll start with Josh. I know you're reaching far back into your memory banks now.
Yeah, that student leadership trip to Florida is definitely one of my favorite memories. And even last time I got together with my grade 8 class, all of them said the same, like that it was such a surreal experience for us to be able to have as a group of friends going to Florida and being able to learn all these all this leadership advice from acclaimed speakers, and to do so, like going to SeaWorld and having the speakers relate, you know, what we're learning to where we are, and going to Universal, and it was so much fun.
And Charlotte, we may have lost you. You look a little frozen. We'll see if she can come back. Hi, Charlotte. Welcome back. Did you hear my question?
I did. The Wi-Fi.
So yeah, just sharing some of your memories about SLU or your experience on that trip.
Yeah, I mean, I still look through that book sometimes that we got, because I think just the advice that was given at that conference really shaped my perspective, especially at such a pivotal time in my life going to high school. It really just provided me with strategies to be a good leader. And of course, like, I still will talk to my friends about it and be like, that was one of the best weeks of my life. Just spending time with my friends in Florida is a really incredible experience that I feel so grateful to have. And then on top of that, all the leadership skills and the speakers, they were incredible. And all the opportunities of that week just really stand out to me. And it is one of like my favorite memories of my life, probably.
Mm-hmm. That's pretty neat. Ethan, you know that we focus a lot on leadership, and so you're you were one of the top leaders in your class. What do you remember about your leadership experience? Did you have a particular event or something that you guys did that you really valued as a leader?
Well, especially in grade 8, there were a lot of opportunities to be a leader for the rest of the school. We were the oldest people in the community, and we got to lead events for everybody, and got to lead games and all that stuff at recess. The main event that sticks out to me is the circus talent show we did my last year. It was a normal talent show, but it was circus themed, and we got to plan that all out, got medals for the kids, got food, and it was a really fun experience.
Excellent. Thank you. So for the three of you, what advice would you give to students who are just entering our school?
I would say enjoy it. Like, make the most of all the opportunities you have, really dive into your academics and get plugged in and join the sports teams, participate in all the arts. And I would just say, know that your teachers are there for you, and they're there to encourage you and to help you. And so are your classmates are also there to push you and be there for you. And really just have fun and enjoy all the opportunities that RCA provides.
Thank you.
Yeah, 3 pieces of advice that I would give is be kind and caring, be open to learning new things, and be a part of the community wherever you can. Like Charlotte was saying, join the arts, join the sports teams, join the science fair, stuff like that.
Yeah, I agree. For students going in, I think it's really important to know that they're welcome in the community and that they totally should take every single possible chance they can to participate. Yeah.
That's good. Thanks, guys. So just before we wrap up, again, I want to thank you for taking the time. A couple other things that we did at RCA that may be different from other schools are our monthly assemblies and birthday celebrations, our swimming lessons, and the science challenge. Now, you guys were all involved in the science challenge. That was a very rigorous program. Any memory from the science challenge that rings out to you that was really fun aspect of learning?
I always loved I think 2 months leading up to the science fair. Every week we'd have a build challenge in science class, and we'd have like all the groups. I think it'd be at lunchtime. We'd have all the groups there, and we'd be doing these simulations of what the build challenges might be at the actual science fair, and those are just so fun. I loved problem solving there, and then actually being at the science fair and or the science challenge and doing those problem solving activities, the build challenges is loads of fun, and I still look back and only have good things to say.
No, I completely agree with Josh. Like you said, in the 2 months leading up to it, every week, or I think even sometimes twice a week, closer to it, doing those building challenges where you would work with your teammates in order to create something that first seemed impossible, but with some thinking and problem solving and teamwork, you could make it happen. And it was just really cool to see those results. And then of course, at the actual event, just coming together with a bunch of people and being with that team and problem solving. And I always loved the Jeopardy questions where you had to be fast and think, and you could really put all the knowledge that you had learned to the test. And yeah, like Josh said, looking back, I have only good things to say about it.
Yeah, for me, it was a lot of fun to be in that group of 4 people or however many people and work together to solve problems. And I know me and Charlotte were in a group one year, and it was a lot of fun at the science challenge when we would have to solve problems and build the designs, and it was just a great experience.
Okay, what about favorite field trip? Think back through all the years. Is there a favorite field trip? There's always a favorite field trip.
This one is easy for me. In grade 4, when we went to Toronto to the medieval times with my class, it was very fun. It was during our medieval times lesson. We were going through the history of that, and we got to go there. It was just a great experience.
Yeah, I think one of the more bigger ones that stood out to me was during my grade 6 and 7 year. At the end of the year, we went camping. So we went and tented and just spent one night together. And I just remember that was a really fun way to wrap up the year with all my classmates, just to have that experience. And yeah, that was really fun. But that's definitely more of a bigger one at the end of the year.
Yeah.
I always loved the overnight retreats that we do at Circle Square Ranch. We did Great Wolf Lodge one year, and a couple other ones, and they were just always so fun to be able to camp in the cabins with people from the class and the classes under, and we'd do Mission Impossible and Capture the Flag late at night, and with the teachers helping and playing with us, and it was always such good experiences. And I also love the science museums too. When we'd go to the science museum in Toronto, I believe, it was so fun, and we took so many cool pictures that I just love looking at.
Excellent. All right, this is my last question for you. When you transitioned from grade 8 into grade 9, what did you find was the easiest course to transition into from RCA? Just out of curiosity, as one of the principals here, I'm just wondering.
For me, probably religion. RCA really covered their bases there. You know, religion, Bible class every Wednesday. So we'd always memorizing Bible verses, learning Bible stories, or it was chapel every Wednesday, Bible class 3 times a week, or if I can remember correctly. But yeah, we always covered our bases. And going into grade 9, nobody else knew as much as any of the RCA kids did. It was crazy, and everyone would expect that. Oh, you didn't come from a Catholic school, so you probably won't know this, right? But we really all had that covered.
Yeah, for me, I think it was science, because with the science fair and RCA's incredible science program, and all like Josh started going to the science museum and stuff, I really felt like I had a very strong foundation in that. So going into science in grade 9 was, for me personally, a very easy transition, and I actually already knew a lot of the stuff that we covered in grade 9 from my grade 8 years, so that was really cool.
Yeah, that's great.
For me, it was English was the easiest course. The mix of literature, writing, and grammar classes that we had all led to English class being fairly easy. I had a lot of experience writing essays, writing stories, stuff like that. So it was nice.
Excellent. Well, thank you again, alumni, for being here and for sharing your opinions on this roundtable discussion. And I wish you all the best in your future success. I know that we're looking forward to having all of you back and visiting again sometime soon. And hopefully maybe at one of our Christmas musicals, if we can have one of those again very soon as well. All right. Thank you guys. Have a great
Sure.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you guys. Bye.